Hello YouTube, my name is Edwin Garcia and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the 5 ways you can help musicians during this pandemic. Let's get right into it. The first way you can help musicians during this pandemic is buy their stuff. That's it. It's really simple. Just buy the CDs they already have available, buy their music on Bandcamp, maybe go out there and get some merch from their store if you're not a fan of purchasing the music because you're not going to consume it that way. Buy a shirt, buy a t-shirt, buy a jacket, buy a hat, different things. Some musicians I've seen have vinyls and cassettes and beer cozies and all types of really cool stuff. So go buy their merch, or you can also support them via Venmo, PayPal. A lot of musicians are doing live streaming now, and they have a tip jar on Facebook. There's a bunch of different ways that you can financially support musicians, and buying their stuff and tipping them when they're live streaming is a great way to support them. The second way you can help musicians is just by retweeting, sharing, and promoting the things that they are doing. Now, this is a great free way to help musicians. It doesn't cost you nothing but just a little bit of time. And honestly, I really appreciate it whenever anyone retweets, shares, and just helps me get the word out, because you might think it doesn't matter, but it 100% matters. When I do it as a musician, it kind of looks like I'm just plugging away, but when a fan does it, it's like you're endorsing what I'm doing. You're saying, hey, this is good. I'm telling you it's good, and you're telling your community, however big or small it is, that you support me and that you're interested in spreading that word. That's how engaged you are. So retweeting it, maybe quote tweeting it, and just putting a little thing like, "This is awesome, check it out." That helps so much. That helps with reach, and that's really a great way you can show support and spread the word for the things that musicians are doing right now. Third thing you can do is follow them. Following musicians is just the best. The best thing you can do. It's, again, another free thing you can do that just helps support. I myself, the number one thing I ask people to do whenever they mention, how can I help, or what can I do to support? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's, for me right now, that's my end goal, is just getting the message out and getting as many people subscribed, as many people checking out the work that I'm doing on YouTube. That's my number one mission. Other musicians are posting a lot on Facebook. Other musicians are really focused on TikTok, or really focused on Instagram. So I say follow them. That's just following them, that's already doing a whole bunch. That's a big help. If anyone's watching this video and you're not subscribed, I'm telling you right now, that's the best way you can help me. Subscribe. I really appreciate it. It's what I want more than anything. So I'm sure a lot of other musicians feel the exact same way. So follow them on whatever social media platforms you're already on, and that would be a huge help. The fourth thing you can do is watch their streams. At the time of this recording, April 20th, we're still deep into the stay-at-home order here in Illinois, and really all over the country, and really all over the world. So most musicians are not gigging or doing any performances of any significance in front of a public audience. So many musicians are streaming, and like I mentioned earlier, they have tip jars. They're letting people know that this is what they're doing. They're raising money for different organizations. There's a lot of really heartwarming things going on. A lot of musicians streaming and recording things live more than ever before. And just watching them, just literally, that's it, just watching really helps, because it gets that number up. It lets them know you're there. You can go talk to them. It lets other people who are perusing the internet see, oh, there's 50 people watching this. Let me give it a try. And just you being in there and being part of the crowd makes it seem like a big thing to be in, and gets more people into it. So again, another free thing you can do to go support your artists and musicians that you love. Just watch the streams that they're doing right now, everything that they're working on. Make an effort to check it out and be there to support. The fifth thing you can do is donate to state and national emergency funds for musicians and their teams. So right now, everyone's hurting. Musicians really hurting a lot. Like I said before, we all know this. They're not performing, they're not gigging, and they're also not performing and gigging for the foreseeable future. So this is going to be months and months, probably the whole summer, maybe even the whole fall. This might be a whole year thing. So donating to whatever organizations are in your local community or your national community would be really helpful. So obviously, I don't know exactly where you are when you're watching this video, or what your region is, but I'm just going to give you a few organizations that I can vouch for and that I know are good to support. For example, the Jazz Foundation, they established a COVID-19 Musicians Emergency Fund, and New Music USA has just announced they're doing a solidarity fund for new creative improvised music freelancers. And another one I want to leave you with is Artist Relief Tree, an independent COVID-19 relief fund for artists founded by several classical and performing artists. These are all organizations that I think are great, doing great things, and working hard. There's also other ZAGs you can do. Like, for example, here in Chicago, a lot of musicians are donating proceeds from albums to food drives and to food depositories and just different things, because musicians need more than just money. They need housing, they need food, they need health care, they need insurance payments. There's just so much right now. So any way you can think of, if you have the cash, if you're like, hey, I'm willing to drop $10, $20, $50, $5, even $1, right? Those are different ways you can support musicians if you have the means. So there you go. Those are my 5 things you can do to support musicians during this pandemic. I hope that you've found some things useful in this video. We have a few that are monetary based, and we had quite a few that were not, because of course you might be hurting just as much as the musicians you love are hurting, and it's tough to ask someone who's having trouble with their bills to help someone else who's having trouble with their bills. That's enough for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. If you have any ideas of your own that I haven't mentioned, or you think are worthy of mentioning, please leave a comment below and share away. I'll make sure to pin it, and I'll make sure to put it in the descriptions of this video once you have commented with that information. So until next time, please like and subscribe this video if you've enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you then. Later.